Salvete omnes, hodie STEs, Veneris, it's Friday. Venus erat pulcherrima dea. Venus erat dea amoris. Venus erat mater Cupidis. Venus erat magnifica dea. So, welcome to Friday. Today, I want you guys to be working on your Aristo poems. Remember that this is supposed to be inspired by the story. You can, be in the voice of Aristo, Helena, Galatea, one of the young men, maybe like overwatching it all even. So I'm going to share with you guys some poems to inspire you. These are done by past students, so please do not steal their work. Please do not copy their sentences. This is just purely for you to get an idea of what the expectation here is, okay? So I'll show you guys those in a second, but today, first off, in just housekeeping. In the group sessions today, just like yesterday, I'll be answering any questions you have about the poem. We'll be doing comprehension questions about the story, so it's very important that you attend the group session. If you didn't get a chance to go yesterday, please come to the group session today. In your classwork checklist, let's go ahead and share the screen. That way you guys can know what I'm talking about. Okay. In our classwork checklist here on your WAP in the blue, hopefully by now you have watched the video that introduces stage 19, translated your model sentences, submitted the what kind of, submitted the genitive, singular, and plural. Hopefully you've done at least half of the Magis-Trula work. You've watched the introduction video for Aristo, and you've had a first read of the story. Go ahead and reread the story today, fresh ears. I'll attach my reading of it on my YouTube channel at the end of this post. And then go to the classwork section and enter your Aristo poem. Okay? So you'll see something like this. Here is my reading here. And we actually do see there is a rubric, so you can actually click on this and see what's required. So the poem has a creative title. It's at least 10 lines long. When I say creative title, you don't have to be like, whoa, creative. It could just be something beyond Aristo poem, right? Just say something more than Latin work. Aristo poem. Give it some oomph. Make it interesting. The poem is at least long. It's creative, original. It's in your own words. You're not copying somebody else's words. For example, the students I'm about to show you. You're not directly translating the Latin text and making it into a poem. Comprehension. This is the most important thing. You see it has the most points. Poem shows an understanding of the Latin story and its characters. By reading this poem, am I able to tell that you're able to thoroughly understand the full Aristo passage? And then was it on time? Just did you turn it on time? Remember, all of our work is due Monday morning. Of course, turn it in as you finish it, but in general, it's just going to be due, Monday. And the poem comps. So capitalization, organization, punctuation, or other errors that make it difficult to read. Does it have flow? Am I getting too caught up in grammatical mistakes to actually track your poem and understand what you're trying to say? Remember, poetry can be creative and have fun formats. You guys have all read some really interesting poems in English classes, like the Jabberwocky and others. It's okay to have creative license and experiment, but you need to make sure that you have flow and that the reader is able to understand what your poem's about and what its intentions are, okay? So now I'm gonna share with you guys some poems from years past. I'll go ahead and read them to you. This one's by Naveen. Aristo has a splendid house, but sadly he has an annoying spouse. He's just trying to live a quiet life, but his family had to pain him like a knife. He wants to write some tragedies where there might be many casualties. Ooh, There's a there issue there. Lots of boys are after his daughter Helena. They're so annoying, he wishes they could move to America. His wife's friends are so annoying. They make him sad. It's so sad that he starts crying. So that was a basic example. I would give Naveen's a few grammatical things, but then also maybe slightly more interesting title. But overall, very good poem. It shows me he knows, he read the story, he knows what's going on, he understands. Okay. Aristo's misery. Aristo is quite a miserable man whose misery comes from his wife and daughter. The noise will not cease. All the time the noise is loud. The trumpets in Cythera sound wretched help. Helena's lovers write poems galore, though none of them seem to be good. I've kicked them out. It's quiet for now, but soon it'll be noisy again. I hope this will end. So this poem is titled Aristo's Misery. It's a good creative title. It shows me, the many aspects of the story. Okay. Aristo lives a noisy life. This is due to his daughter and wife. Often there are pipers that play very loud. During their playing, they seem arrogant and proud. At this house, there are poets too. They get in fights until they turn blue. And the Cythera players are very weird. Some of them have a really long beard. The poets recite dirty verses, but he thinks they're reciting curses. In the end, Aristo wants to live in peace, but the poems and music will never cease. This is because they are very rude, and to Aristo, they are ultimately crude. It's an excellent poem, really well written. They do not have to rhyme at all, but this one did a really good job with its rhyming. I would just give the student the feedback if they need to have a creative title. It's not just a Latin poem, it's more than that. Okay, final one, the tragedies of Aristo. Oh, I'm gonna fix this. Okay. Aristo wants to live a quiet life, but he has to deal with his daughter and wife. His father wrote tragedies, and he wants to do it too, but his dreams have been cut through. His wife Galatea always invites friends to their house. He always wants to flee from them like a mouse. Helena annoys Aristo, her father. She invites poets to their house who are such a bother. The poets recite dirty verses that he doesn't want them to share. It all makes his life a nightmare. Very good. Good work. Yeah, so hopefully that gives you some good ideas of what my expectations are with the Aristo poem. And I hope that you enjoy writing it. I'm excited to see your creative, your creativity flow out and your understanding of the poem. And I will see you guys in the office hours, the group session. If you did not come yesterday, I highly recommend you come today because we're going to be going through general reading comprehension about the Aristo story. So it'll be a good opportunity for you to make sure that you totally get it as you go through with your poem. Lastly, don't forget that, it's Friday. So hopefully you're ahead, if not caught up, with the work that's due for our Latin class. But please keep in mind that assignments are due as you finish them, but ultimately they're all due Monday by 9 a.m. I hope that you have a really great day, and I will see you in the group session. Wale!